I know what it's like to not get a good night's sleep, especially that wake up between 2 and 6 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep. I'm Mandy Lehman. I'm a yoga teacher and yoga therapist. I'll be guiding us through today's gentle chair yoga for sleep. We are going to begin standing for a few postures, but then we'll primarily be seated for the rest of the yoga practice. You will want a strap if you have one. If you don't have a yoga strap, you could use a long scarf or even a belt. 2 blocks might also be handy, but you'll still be able to do the practice even without any props. So you'll be able to modify to where you're at today and still get benefit from the practice. So let's begin. From a standing position, you'll want to have your feet about hip distance apart and add a little bend to your knee. We'll begin by rocking forward and back just slightly a few times, waking the balls of the feet up, and then bring that to stillness somewhere in between, finding a middle spot. Let's do that the other way. So rolling ankles to the outer edges and into the inner edges of your feet. And then split the difference there, finding your center line. Lift all 10 toes and try to place them down one at a time. Just do your best. Let's do that one more time. Like my toes are waving at your toes. And place them back down. So with the gentle bend in your knees, let's begin with an inhale, opening arms up to the sky. Inhale. When you get to the top, take an extra sip of breath. And then exhale your arms down. Excellent. Let's do that just 2 more times. Inhale. Take a sip more of air. And exhale, release your arms down, following your exhale. Last time. You can sigh your exhale out. You're preparing for bed. Perhaps the day is done now. Let's begin with some gentle windmills. Just arms up to center and twisting down. Let this be gentle, but fluid. These need not be your most active windmills. And then let's bring that to stillness and rest and center. So from the back of your chair, bring your hands, and this could be a countertop or a table as well if you are away from your yoga mat, and step back to the length of your arms extension. Guide your chest down towards the floor, lowering your ears below your triceps if possible. And keep that activation in your feet, pressing into all 4 corners. Breathe here. On your next inhale, slowly walk all the way up to stand. You can come to your chair now, taking a seat. And you want to be able to have your feet planted firmly on the ground for this one. So maybe sitting to the edge of your chair. We will be doing some lateral motion to the degree that your body will do lateral motion. And so you may have some difficulty if you have arms on your chair, and it won't stop you from doing the practice. In fact, I encourage you to just do a part of it. But but yeah, let's begin. Okay, so bring your hands together as we prepare for sleep. Rub your hands together, generating warmth and energy. When they feel nice and warm, just bring them over your face, over your eyes, and pat down your face, down your neck, and your collarbone. We'll do that one more time. Rub your hands together. When you're ready, feel you've got that good energy generated. Place your hands over your eyes, as if melting any tension in your face, your cheeks, softening your neck and your throat, and collarbones. You can release your hands down and do a few gentle neck movements. So with your inhale, gaze and turn your head to the right. Use your exhale to come back around to center, and your inhale to turn to the left. Exhale, center. One more time to each side. Imagine softening all the muscles in your neck, your throat. Let's take the back of your left hand over to the outside right thigh, and you can place your back hand, your right hand, on the chair behind you for a gentle twist. Pressing your right thigh into the back of your left hand into your right thigh, just to be a little active here. It doesn't need to be a strong resistance. Breathe into your lower belly and then begin to soften. Close your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed with your gaze only as you inhale, look left. As you exhale, return. One more time. Inhale, look to the left, no striving, and return with the exhale. Inhale to come all the way back around to center. Take the right hand to your outer left thigh and place your left hand on the back of your chair. Pressing into your hand and your hand into your thigh, you can rest your gaze or close your eyes. Breathe into your lower belly. With your eyes closed and your gaze only, use your inhale to look to the right. Exhale, return. Inhale, turn your gaze without striving and look to the right. Return with the exhale. Inhale, let's come all the way back around and bring your elbows to your thighs. This is where if you have blocks, you could place blocks or a pillow or bolster on your thighs and make your forward fold a little easier, a little more supportive and restful. Release your neck. You could shake your head no, nod your head yes. yes to rest. And walk yourself back up to a seat. This is where you'll want your strap or your scarf. You're going to take your strap and draw your right knee towards your chest and place your strap around the bottom of your foot. If you don't have a strap for you today, you can just rest your hands around your shin. And if you have the flexibility to grab your toe when we extend and open out, you can do this to your degree and you can have a bent knee. If that's out of your range, I recommend just staying with your knee bent and breathe into your lower belly. This is enough. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. If you're meeting yourself where you're at, you're definitely doing it. Okay, so place the strap under your foot, and we're just gonna breathe here. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen with your inhale. And with an exhale, you can begin to straighten your knee. Now, just to the degree that your knee straightens, it is better to keep a bend in your knee to protect your leg, to protect your whole body. We need not exploit one thing to make something happen in yoga. So pressing into the bottom of your foot here, breathe into your lower belly. If you'd like to go a little bit more, this is going to help stimulate the meridian lines for the kidneys, which is great for sleep. And here's proof that not all yoga teachers are incredibly flexible. This is as far as my range of motion goes, and this is what I'll honor today, particularly because the hip isn't extremely warmed up for this practice. And we're working on rest. Let's come back to center. Bend your knee in towards your chest. If this is where you've been, take one more breath here. And rest your foot to the ground. Let's just pause to notice any difference between the right leg and the left leg, the right hip or the left hip. And then we'll take the left leg and our scarf or strap, left foot. And we'll start by holding the knee in towards our chest and breathe here. Allow your spine to lengthen as you inhale. And when you're ready with your exhale, using your strap to meet yourself where you are, begin to straighten your knee. Again, keeping a bend, not hyperextending. We're focusing on breathing into our lower belly, not having a perfect shape. If you'd like, you could use your exhale and your left hand to open your leg out to the left. Now see that you can continue to have that straight centered spine. So we're not leaning over to make this happen. And we just go to the degree that we can comfortably do this. Breathe into your lower belly. And come back to center. Bending your knee in towards your chest. Let's take one more breath. And you can release your strap and your foot. Let's just pause to notice any sensation in the hips, legs, or feet. All right, our last practice, you may like to have a bolster or blanket on your lap, or pillow to rest your hands on. This practice is called Brahmari, or the bee's breath, or sometimes humming breath. We are going to place our hands over our eyes, and our thumbs will Either thumb pads can sit inside the ear, or they can use the thumb to close the targus, the part of the ear on the outside. You could, like a flap, you could close that. This is going to close off the senses of sight and sound, helping to bring your senses more internal and preparing you for a good night's rest. I like to think of it as shaking a snow globe up, letting it settle, letting it rest. That's kind of what we do all day long. We're kind of human snow globes shaking up throughout the day. And then at night, it's time to rest. So this is a way that we can mimic that for our bodies in a short breathing practice. We'll do it 3 times. So when your middle finger and index finger will cover your eyelids, your thumbs will be on the targus, your your pointer finger and pinky can rest on your cheeks and forehead. The reason we're going to have our elbows on blocks or rested forward is just to take any weight off our shoulders. Resting your hands in your face, cover your eyes and your ears, take a breath in, and on the exhale, you'll hum with the exhale. And we'll do that 2 times. Because your ears and eyes will be closed, you won't be able to hear me. So we'll trust that we're doing this together. And if this is out of your comfort zone, you could close your eyes and hum slightly or just breathe out with your exhale. All right. When you're ready, breathe in. Exhale. When you've completed those, you can come up to a seat and we'll have a final mindful moment together. Closing your eyes, watching your inhale. Add a 1 to 2 second pause at the top of your inhale and a 1 to 2 second pause at the bottom of your exhale. You could add a longer count if you'd like. We'll complete about 5 cycles together. If you'd like, you could bring your hands to heart center, adding a gentle bow towards your heart with a gentle mantra. With each breath, I relax toward deep sleep. With each breath, I relax toward deep sleep. May you get good sleep. Thank you for practicing with me.